If it were your son or daughter in pain, would you listen for just 3 minutes? There are literally hundreds of thousands of adult men and women in our country today who were sexually abused as children and who are still languishing with PTSD symptoms from their past trauma that has never been healed. If this were your son or daughter, would you keep listening? You see, hundreds of thousands of adults who were sex trafficked, just like I was, in their own homes, right here in America, by their own parents or their parents' partners, who are still living with anxiety disorders, depression, substance abuse issues, finding themselves in and out of abusive relationships, all because no one has cared enough to help heal them. If this were your son or daughter, would you keep listening? God has given me a mission to go and get his lost sons and daughters and bring them back to him. And I'm asking if you will help. It only takes $11.11 per day to sponsor a man or woman who is trafficked or abused by narcissistic parents as a child and who today, as an adult, is barely surviving from day to day instead of thriving in God's love, grace, mercy, peace, joy, abundance, and prosperity. If this were your son or daughter, would you want someone to help heal them? If your answer is yes, and you will open your heart today and help me to heal these precious souls, then let me tell you about the Deuteronomy 11:11 blessing. This blessing was a promise to Israel, who had just left the bondage of Egypt. They traveled through the desert of testing, and now they were on the impetus of crossing over into their promised land. Just like our trauma coaching clients leave the bondage of their past trauma, they go through the process of healing and then they cross over into recovery, rejuvenation, and restoration. So my question is, what promises has God told you that you are on the impetus of possessing? What dreams, visions, goals do you need God's supernatural blessing on? You see, whenever I've needed manna from heaven, whenever I've needed God's super on my natural, the only way I've received it is by sowing a seed. By blessing somebody else's need, God always pours blessing back upon me, so much so that it's become a way of life for me. Luke 6:38 says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." Now, if you absolutely knew that your contribution and your prayers would return to you 100 or even 1,000-fold, would you help me to heal them? My personal trauma healing story is lovingly written into the pages of our recovery program. It is the inspiration, it's the motivation and instruction and the keys of revelation that God has blessed me with to release into these precious souls whom he adores. So, will you join me today to bring hope and healing to those who have no resources to heal themselves? If your answer is yes, please visit my website at dawnchurchill.org or visit tinyurl.com/Deuteronomy 11-11 campaign. This is Pastor Dawn Churchill with Be Made Whole and Dawn Churchill Ministries, and I'm so thankful for your attention and your support today.